And so I welcome you here. My name is Lou Redman, and it's a joy to be able to connect with you all. So for those that have been with me and for those that are new, hopefully this is the perfect time to be here and connect with this practice. And so I want to get into our theme, which is trusting the divine timing of our life and of our journey. And this is such a theme in so many of the content and the meditations and the work that I do, this idea to trust that although our current circumstances may not show it, that good things are here and that good things are coming. And not only that, but trusting that if we are doing the work, our work, whatever that work is for you, whether it's your meditation practice, whether it's your relationship, whether it's your business, your job, if you're showing up each day, putting in that energy, putting in some intention, that energy is not wasted, that there is something happening in the background that is growing and evolving. And sometimes we don't see it. And that's why it's helpful we have to reconnect with that trust, like a seed that gets into the ground, right? There's a process that it has to move through. And each step of that process is perfect for the unfolding and the blossoming. And I have a course that I pretty recently released, my newer course called Develop Unshakable Confidence. And this is like a theme of the whole course, basically, of continuing to believe in ourselves and to believe wherever that area of our life needs to be. And I talk about in the course a story in the first day, and I think it's worth repeating here. And it's the story of the Chinese bamboo tree. And so some of you may be familiar with this already, but I think it's worth repeating. The Chinese bamboo tree, for 5 years, it grows underneath the ground and you don't see anything happening. And after 5 years, it comes outside of the ground and you can see it. And in the next 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet. And so on the surface, you might be like, oh, wow, that grew so fast. In 90 days, it grew, or in 5 weeks, it grew 90 feet, right? The overnight success. But we don't realize that for 5 years, it's actually been putting in that energy and putting in that process. And so this is a beautiful metaphor for ourselves, and to understand that often the work is not necessarily going to be seen, or the fruits of our work might not be seen, but trusting that once we do find that blossoming, there is sometimes this exponential opening. And so we can allow that for the positive, and this sounds like exciting and inspiring and whatever the good things that we're trying to bring into our life, but we can also bring this concept into the negative and into the feelings that come up. I've been actually working one-on-one with a coach, and there's all this stuff coming up when I'm like, why is this coming up right now? I don't want this to come up. I don't want to deal with this. And he said something really simple and wise to me. And he's like, Lou, stuff is coming up because there's stuff to come up. I was like, oh, wow. What a perfect time for the stuff to come up in an engagement with working with a coach. Because in the past, the stuff comes up and it's like, I don't want to deal with this. Let's put it back down and not deal with it. But that stuff is still there. And so I really believe that the universe, God, source, your higher self, doesn't give us anything that we are not ready for. And so if there's negative things that are coming up, maybe they're coming up because we are ready to process it. We are ready to work through it in some way. And the same thing goes with the people that show up in our life. Maybe that person that really angers you or resists you, maybe this is the perfect time for that person to come up to show up in your life, because it's showing you where more of your work and where more of your development and growth is. The universe doesn't give us anything we're not ready for. I love it in the negative, and let's bring it back to the positive. If we get that opportunity, we get that thing where it feels bigger than anything we've ever done before. We're getting insecurity, imposter syndrome, kind of self-worth stuff's coming up, and trusting that if we get that, we're getting an opportunity, that we're ready for it, that if it's showing up in our life, we are ready to engage with it, especially if it's an opportunity that's come from some of the work that we've been doing in our life. And so with that, that is the work that we're going to be doing in our meditation, coming into understanding and really aligning ourselves with the natural and perfect unfolding of our life, of our journey, and really seeing if we can embody and embrace where we're at and where we're ultimately going. All right, everyone. So if there's any kind of movements and fidgets that you need to take to get settled into your space, please do it. Starting to shift from this kind of outward listening to kind of an inward connecting and aligning. And so as you start to drop into your body, letting the weight of your body sink down, letting your chair, your cushion receive your body here. Just finding that foundation, a place where you can feel rooted and grounded. And from that foundation, continuing to have an alertness through your torso. Maybe that means a widening through your chest, relaxing of your shoulder blades down, lengthening of the sides of your neck. And noticing when you do that, if your belly and your front body is tense, and seeing if you can offer and release any tension and holding in your front body. Feeling the front body soft and the back body is firm and supporting you in your practice. And inviting that softness through your forehead, your eyes. Noticing if there's a clenching in the jaw, and making this a space where you don't hold, where you don't tense, and you can allow all of yourself to find ease. And starting to bring in the awareness into your breath. And maybe that starts with some intentional breaths, following the line of energy through the spine. Maybe that's just tuning into the rhythm that your breath finds you here. And as we continue to ground, just to play with the ability to focus. Maybe there's a noting of breathing in and breathing out. Maybe it's just the feeling of your torso expanding and contracting. And using this grounding portion to soften anything that's tight, anything that's still holding. And anything that's here, tension, negative thoughts, whatever is coming up, welcoming it all. There's no need to resist, no need to push. And you can hold it all. And then together we're going to take a full conscious breath in through the nose, filling up your belly. And let that go. And moving forward and working with our theme today, I would like to have you imagine yourself in a garden. And maybe this is a garden that you have in your backyard. Maybe this is just one you're making up in your mind. And maybe it's a garden that overlooks an ocean or a lake somewhere. Right, and as you bring it up, starting to connect to the senses. Right, feeling yourself standing on the ground or the grass. And noticing what you're seeing, the sky, colors of the flowers, the soil. If you're hearing any birds or bees. See if you can smell or taste any of the fresh flowers. You can sense the wind at your face, the warmth of the sun. And just finding a moment of just being, enjoying, resting in this garden image. Taking in its beauty, its abundance. Right, as you breathe in, maybe you're even breathing in kind of the life-giving energy that the flowers are radiating. And then seeing if you can find just one flower that's kind of sticking out to you that you want to kind of hone your awareness on. Right? Anyone that comes to mind or that you see. Right? Taking in its qualities. And asking yourself this question. When is the flower perfect? And if you sit with that for a little bit, you kind of notice it's a bit of a koan. Right? The flower is either never perfect or it's always perfect. Right? Because each step in its growth, from seed to the resistance of the soil, to even the death of it and the rebirth. And it's all part of its nature. It's all part of its timing. And it unfolds in its perfect timing. And so taking in that metaphor for your own journey, that we have this process to go through, to change, to blossom, and to renew ourselves. And sometimes that takes going through the dirt as well. So together with me, taking a conscious breath in and breath out. And so bringing into your awareness now kind of what's been coming up in the garden of your life. Maybe something that you've been resisting or you feel like it's been unwelcome. A pain, a fear, a jealousy. And see if you can just take in, if you can feel it in your body. And remembering that the universe doesn't give us anything that we are not ready for. And so if this is coming up, right, can you trust in its timing? And it's coming up because it's ready for you to welcome it and transform it. And so as an intention to just make space for this, I'd like you to imagine just a shift in your awareness of breath. And I'd like you to start imagining that your breath was coming in and out of your entire body. And so every pore of your body was breathing oxygen, breathing air in. And every pore of your body is breathing and releasing. And as you do this with the intention of welcoming what is here and making space for it. And remember how we question, when is a flower perfect? Well, when is our life perfect? And when is your life perfect? And maybe that even this coming up is the perfect timing for your blossoming. And just seeing if you can sense, right? There might be resistance to this, and I understand that as well. Welcome that too. Welcome that that's coming up. Right? If there's a part of you that doesn't want to believe, welcome that. And as you be with yourself and your body and your breath, just receiving these words, and letting them connect where they need to. You are supported. You are safe. You are guided. You are cared for. You are on time. You are supported. You are safe. You are guided. You are cared for. You are on time. And seeing if you can bring this intention into yourself, into your heart, into your being, and repeating silently to yourself, I am supported. I am safe. I am guided. I am cared for. I am on time. I am supported. I am safe. I am guided. I am cared for. I am on time. Gentle breath in with me. And breath out. I'd like us to come back and bring your mind back to that garden imagery. Because somewhere in this bed that you look at is a seed that you've wanted to grow. Or maybe a seed that you've been nurturing and watering. It's something that you're putting energy towards in your life, but it hasn't quite yet blossomed. See if you could sense, what is that for you? What is that seed that you've been working and growing in your life? Right? A dream, an aspiration. And noticing if there's also been doubts in the process. Right? And remembering the wisdom of the bamboo tree. And just because you're not seeing anything yet doesn't mean something is not happening. And so look beside you and you see a little watering can. You get to hold it in your hands. Right? And the water in this can represents the energy that you've been putting into this seed. Or maybe the energy that you'd like to put in if this is a brand new seed. And so thinking, what is the energy in this water? Is it intention, discipline, faith, resilience, love. And feel yourself energetically like you're sending that energy through your hands into the water, charging it with that intention. Feeling the love, the faith, the discipline. Feel all of that work and that intention, that energy moving into this water, electrifying it. And then walking over to where you have that seed planted or in the ground. And then before you pour this, we're just going to reconnect, modifying our affirmations just a little bit, but seeing if you can repeat these to yourself, still holding that water, getting ready to nurture, sharing with yourself. I trust. I am supported. I am guided. I am on time. I trust. I am supported. I am guided. I am on time. And seeing if you can repeat these or one of these to yourself. And as you do, imagining that you're starting to water the seed with this can. Knowing that it will grow exactly when it's ready to. And all you have to do is keep watering it. Keep putting that energy in. And as you do this, eventually you might find that there's a chance, an opportunity for you to grow your comfort zone that comes up. Right? And if it comes up, it's because you're ready to step into it. The universe won't give you anything you're not ready for. And so just holding that in your awareness. One more time as you pour your energy and share with yourself. I trust. I am supported. I am guided. I am on time. We are on time. And you're welcome to water and nurture the seed for as long as you like. And maybe you think about the actual kind of action steps in your day that you can do that continues to nurture and water this seed. And for the rest of us, if you'd like to start kind of coming back, maybe releasing the garden image, just reorienting to your seat, to your room. And whenever you feel complete, no rush, maybe inviting some of those gentle movements into the body, And emerging, opening your eyes and coming back. Coming back to our virtual space here. Thank you all so much for spending this time. I hope that it was on time for some of you. If you're feeling like you need more trust and belief in your process, your journey, like I said, a lot of the stuff, I think I have a few meditations that are around trust. But my course on developing unshakable confidence is hugely around trust. If you didn't know, the confidence actually comes from the Latin word fidere, which means to trust. So I like that definition more than like what you might think like confidence might seem. So I would love to engage with you through that course. Also, what people find helpful too, I have another course that's called Learn to Stop Caring What Others Think. And the last day is trusting the process, I think. And it's a day that a lot of people come back to. It's probably the only track, I think, on Insight Timer where I have a little bit of music. I channel my Sarah Blondin on that track. And so people find that supportive.